Alright, hello folks. I'm hoping this video is going to be posted before 1 o'clock in the morning because I cannot wait to do this until later on in the day. This has to be posted now because today a friend of mine in Glen Oaks got double-crossed by Queens Village Bus Depot, and we're going to get into why he got double-crossed. So, it's just going to be a very alarming summer, folks. It's going to be something that I'm going to be dreading and brewing, possibly coming up in July. I'm just going to warn you now, folks. You think my impatience level is going to get bad. Ooh! Imagine starting in July, I don't get the 8:45 a.m. bus to Francis Lewis and Rocky Hill. Ooh, if I do not get that bus, there's going to be consequences. Because today, I get an email from work telling me, congratulations, you have been approved. Your 2-month absence has been approved. You will be authorized to come back in July, blah, blah, blah. And then I get an email saying, when you come back, you must complete orientation. You must get tested for once a week, plan it out at 9:30 in the morning. Okay? Alright. I think we're good on that. And I'm going to have to change days temporarily because COVID testing in my facility is specific. So I'm going to have to try to go back to Monday schedule till further notice. So things get worse now because if I miss that bus, then all hell's going to get loose at 8:45 in the morning. So I'll get to my friend in just a second. So look at this article, folks. We have a hiring freeze going on at the MTA. A hiring freeze. Now understand the circumstances, folks. It is May 19th. We are supposed to fully be reopened today in New York State. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, if I don't see traffic on 73rd Avenue later this afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock, then why are people staying home when it's supposed to be a 90-degree day out today? I mean, I have a good excuse. I'm the IT guy for my mom's school for the next month. But, as you're clearly going to see in this article, we're going to get into what's going on here. So let's zoom in. Thankfully, the Daily News decides to budge tonight, because this is an important article. This is from Clayton Goose, a very, very important transit guy. Okay? More than 4,000 people have dropped off the MTA's payroll since the COVID-19 pandemic hit New York City amid a retirement rush and a hiring freeze. And most of them worked in the city's subway and bus networks. So look at that, 4,000 people. Understand that here. Let me move it a little bit to the left. You can see it here. 4,000. That's alarming. 4,000. And, okay, maybe COVID happened. That could be reason. But then retirement. I mean, if you're the MTA, aren't you looking to hire right now? Aren't you realizing that you want to have more people on your staff? This is not enough staff. This is not enough staff. 66,986 people. Okay? This is not enough staff. And something tells me when I go back to Osnum, I'm going to have a shortage of staff. Knowing me. Which I'm not going to be happy about that. So, folks, we got to start taking hiring people seriously now. Because this pandemic's going to be over by the fall. Understand that, okay? Once the children 12 and under start getting vaccinated, this is over. This is done. COVID's just going to be like the flu. It's going to be controlled, but you won't hear the word pandemic. You'll still hear people getting sick from COVID, but that's just the people who don't want to get vaccinated. But getting into this, so I could understand why in March this is a different story. But the governor is fully reopening the state tomorrow. Tomorrow, May 19th. Okay? And then it says 70,000 people were working in March 2020. Okay? And then you have 72,000 who worked in 2019. So even pre-pandemic, something wasn't right here. So they've got to start hiring more people, because this is going to become a problem. We're going to have overcrowded buses. You'll see in just a second how alarming this is. And I'll get to my point about why it's so vital when I go back to Osnum in 2 months that I need that 8:45 a.m. bus. Right? Voluntary departures went from roles necessary to maintain secure, reliable operations. I mean, give me a break here. And then, of course, it could have been a whole lot worse if Joe Biden didn't become president. Now did it. 9,000 jobs, okay? I mean, it's so obvious, okay? It's so obvious what's going on. I'm sorry this is becoming a rant, but after what my friend went through in Bayside today, you have Tony Utano saying, oh, it's going to take months to rehire. And again, this is last minute, but I'm just telling you this right now. I am going to be very, very annoyed. So let's take a look at what I sent my friends today. Alright? So I'm on the phone with him today at 5:30. And I'll bring his name up. Andrew Lee. Alright? He's my friend who lives in Glen Oaks. So he was getting out from his job at Lake Success Shopping Center. I'm not going to say where he works. That's confidential. So he's getting off. Okay? And I'm literally saying to Andrew, you have a missing run. The 522 bus didn't leave Long Island Jewish. You had another bus that left 260th Street on time at 5:27 today. That's why I keep saying, why do we still have the 260th Street part of the route? Which, it's really not necessary when, Q36 should be fixed. That's a whole different story. So what happens is you have a missing run, and 31 people, maybe even 50 from what Andrew was saying to me on the phone, were on the bus. And the driver literally had to go on the PA system, and the driver literally had to announce, passengers, this is now a limited bus. So this was supposed to be a local bus going westbound at 5:32 from Long Island Jewish to Kew Gardens today. It's going to get a whole lot worse. Okay? Now, if I go back to Long Island Jewish and somehow the 1:50 p.m. bus or the 2:03 p.m. bus don't show up, it doesn't show up, that's a whole different story. And I'm sorry if my vocabulary was off there. It just got me so disgusted what Andrew told me today on the phone. And then he told me to do research. I found out the research. There's nowhere else about this online other than the Daily News that there's a hiring freeze going on. Speaking of Andrew Lee, he just notified me about the situation with more buses getting impacted. Look how many overnight runs are going missing tonight. BX15 buses going missing. We have M15 missing. M102. Extra overnight buses. B11. B68. And then lastly, this is the one that would get Charlton's blood boiling. in a figurative speech. The Q60. Let's just summarize this one for a second. Eastbound bus is going missing tonight. 2:45 a.m. Here's the next issue. Why would you make a bus get canceled past 4 a.m.? 4 a.m. is the busiest overnight travel period in the MTA. There's statistics to prove it. Westbound, 1:25 a.m. and 3:55 a.m. This is what happens when you have a hiring freeze. And then today, you have Sarah Feinberg being asked, well, what's going on with the hiring freeze? You know? So let me show you the Osnum situation. You know, we'll get to the Long Island Jewish situation another time. We'll get to that, because I don't even want to imagine. You know what? Let's imagine that situation. Let's just do it. Please PDF bus. Okay, here we go. Let's start with the Q31. And I even told my mom how important this bus is to me. Here we go. Here's the schedule. Okay? Alright, good. We're on the same page. Okay, so this is Utopia Parkway and Union Turnpike. This bus is supposed to leave Suffolk and Archer at, making sure I got it right, 8:21 a.m. 8:21, okay? So if I'm checking bus time, I'm in my house, and I have to start walking the 10 minutes to Utopia Parkway and 73rd Avenue to get this bus. Imagine if it doesn't show up on the My MTA app. Then, the issue is, I need to walk 10 minutes from Rocky Hill and Francis Lewis to get over to Northern, where I work. So, this bus doesn't leave Jamaica, I'm screwed. Alright? I have a date in July I'm supposed to be coming back. I'm not going to say what it is right now, because with COVID, I don't want to jinx anything. You don't know if there's a new variant that the vaccine can't stop. So, I'm not going to say what date. Then, we have this. Many of you know, I would always be in LIJ around 10. Most cases. So here's the problem. If I don't get this bus, 9:17 a.m. My bad. 9:10 a.m. This is the one I need. 9:10. So in order for me to be on time at Long Island Jewish, hang on, folks. I'm just confirming if this is the right time. Right, this is when it leaves Kew Gardens. Now I'm starting to see where this is going. Okay. So I have to be at Union and Utopia in the area around 188th Street by 9:30. Okay? So if I miss this bus, supposed to leave Kew Gardens at 9:10. Ooh, I'm out of luck. Always have this bus too. I would prefer this bus. I could have 10 minutes to at least get ready. But then the issue is tuberculosis test. That's another issue I have to worry about. So, we need to get people back in the workforce, folks. There is no excuses. I understand that unemployment is more money than what you would normally get. In my case, I'm very happy with the money I've gotten. I'm not going to say how I've gotten it, but the point is, without a post-pandemic workforce in person, things are going to go bad. So, I'm going to have to discuss this further with my team at Passengers United, because this is going to be a problem going down the line in 2 months. I am going to be very worried that if these schedules change, I just want to confirm that this is a new schedule. Yeah, they haven't changed the schedule since January. And knowing the MTA, and I know them too well, they normally change the schedules in June or July. So, I will have to bring this up to the MTA board later this month regarding schedules as well. And even in June or whenever I could. Because I'm going to make this point. For all you people who are on unemployment or disability, alright? Disability, maybe you have a good reason. Maybe you can't work, but I can work. Right? I've been itching to work, but again, I gotta be home in case internet goes out. My mom can't go to her virtual school the next month and a half. But it's gonna have to get to a point where anybody who's on unemployment or anybody who's on disability who can work should be going back to work. I'll give you an example. Wawa. They're hiring right now. Wawa is an essential business. Even though I don't live in New Jersey. But they're hiring. You have restaurants who are trying to give incentives. I have a friend of mine. She wants to go back to being a camp counselor. She's literally getting 3 job offers this summer. So, yours truly, for an example, called back to work last week for a job I haven't done since March 11th of last year. So, you tell me how we're trying to get the workforce back. The MTA needs to understand, under these circumstances, if you're going to run the service full time, and this is past May 19th, and this is going into the summer. This is when Bill de Blasio wants his Wonderland to open on July 1st. You have to start hiring. This is the time to do it. COVID-19, this pandemic, I'm going to say this again, is going to end in the fall. Alright? It's going to end. Hopefully. No more variants. Hopefully we're going to be out of this nightmare. It's just, again, I am urging the FDA right now, please, as soon as possible, look into approving the Pfizer vaccine for ages 12 and under. Then the real hiring comes. And I'll say this, you're an educator, you should start looking and see what's out there for the fall. I'm ranting, I'm upset, and I'm sorry, folks. It's late. Alright? I'm going to be off furlough in 2 months. Even though this is a technical leave of absence because personal reasons. I'm off furlough technically. Which is good. I really hope more people who have been furloughed in any other industry, they're going to go back to work. And I want to bring up the restaurant workers. I really hope you guys are going to get your jobs back. Because once we go to 100%, you really should be going back to work. No excuses. Stop collecting that unemployment check. You want to eat in your restaurants. So I'm going to end this. Thank you for watching. And trust me, we're going to keep talking about why it is very essential that we have to start bringing back MTA staff to operate public transit. Thank you for watching.